moly. Holy moly. What the hell? Hello. Oh my God, it's happening.
Right before the convention with 3,800 delegates already chosen and convention planning happening. President Biden has spent tens and tens of millions of dollars on paid media going forward. And looking back on it, that interview with Howard Stern that he did, I think in May.
DNC in any incumbent president situation is controlled by the president, and so
it's literally Jover.
Will be on terms of how they finish or how they replace the president at the top of the ticket. But clearly,
is it Kamala?
Kamala Harris with his endorsement is a huge boost for her, even if it would be contested. I think she would make it through a contested convention. These are Biden delegates who are going to listen to Biden. And so, you know, as I've said, I think that an open process is the best process for the Democratic Party. But it's not up to me to make that decision. And I think even if you have...
Okay, literally, if you're just tuning in, Joe Biden, a sitting president, dropped out of the race after guaranteeing the nomination. And this is so unprecedented. When is the last time this happened? Is it literally Nixon? LBJ 1968. Holy moly. Holy moly. Was that LBJ after his 2 years? Biden's dropping out to focus on his 2028 campaign.
Have a chance to put someone like Kamala Harris.
That's my go, dude. Drops out, focuses up, dude. Gets his mind in the shape, gets his body in shape, works out, comes back in 28 with a little more experience.
Right next to the former president, the choice couldn't be more stark. Now, she's going to have to. So
it looks like LBJ did it 8 months in advance. This is way closer to the election. Has this ever happened so close to the election? Can we watch? Does Joe Biden have a video? I heard he dropped out. Joe Biden dropped out video. He dropped out without a video? Are you content pilled or not, Joe? He posted on, he didn't post on Twitter. I mean, I know his account did. He didn't do anything else? Joe, okay, let's see. We got a video here. After this ad. 22-second ad. He endorsed Kamala? All right, let's check out. Let's keep his Twitter open. Let's see. Joe Biden Twitter. Here's the statement. My fellow Democrats, I have decided not to accept the nomination and focus all my energies on my duties as president for the remainder of my term. My first decision as the party nominee was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president, and it's been the best decision I've ever made. Today, I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be a nominee. Okay, so he's endorsing Kamala. All right, so I mean, that's a lock. So who's her VP? Oh, here we go. My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made, I should do it like him. My fellow Americans, we've made great progress. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and then expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances. We passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African-American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We've protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It's been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it's in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail. Oh, he's making a video. Joe's making a video. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation for the American people for their faith and trust you've placed in me. I believe today what I always have. There's nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember we're the United States of America. TLDR, it's Jover. Another banger tweet, Joe. from Schlatt. That's fucking the president of the United States resigning, and then I get a meme tweet from Schlatt. It's literally Jover. This is so crazy. It's so wild that had the debate gone, I'm not even kidding, 20% better, everything is different, I think. Dude was so old looking in the debate, it actually had him drop out within a few weeks. So I guess it comes down to, well, who's her VP? Let's see what this says. Who is her VP? Obviously, she doesn't poll very well. But she is young compared to Trump and Biden. Man. What an interesting... Abraham Lincoln is going to be your VP. The ghost of Abraham Lincoln. So Kamala is now running? Essentially, yeah. It's he's endorsing her. She's set up to run. Yeah, she's going to run. I would be shocked. It would require her to stand down for someone else to be the nominee, and I don't think she will. So, Atrioc and Evan Gao 2024. Do you think that if me and Evan Gao show up to the convention, we can make a run? We can like hold up and say, we demand. Interesting. I'm not certain of that. You guys have my vote? Well, that's one. RFK chances? I mean, chances of winning, I don't think high, but I think non-existent. But
Donald Trump yelling, fight, fight, fight. It's a very masculine ticket over there. What about going with two women?
It certainly it's a great possibility, and I will tell you, one of those women will win you. Michigan automatically. I mean, you look at most polls, and Gretchen Whitmer does exceptionally well, and so I think they have to look at everything. Again, I think the key here is for Democrats to disrupt, to be different, and to break the rules. And
I mean, the strategy you see, online is that they want the straightest, whitest guy from a swing state as VP to kind of balance it out. It'd be crazy if they go two women. Shapiro? They're not going to do Ben Shapiro. Holy shit, the Harris Shapiro ticket? We said straight. Uh-oh. Josh Shapiro. Sorry, I'm just such a Ben Shapiro fan. That's my first thought. Sorry. I just, for me, whenever he's not dunking on kids on college campuses, I'm just watching him. So I couldn't have imagined. Who else is tweeting? Did AOC have a tweet? Let's see what she said. Nothing? Get on there. Say something. Preston's dropping out. He's just retweeting Buttigieg about canceled flights. Hassan's Twitter? Hassan. I'm shooting a trailer for a Twitch show, so I won't be live. Biden, you better not drop out yet. He planned it. Biden planned this. That's funny. Biden this is one last dig, dude. Got one in. Harris Pants. Who's Pants? Point Crow. Point Crow. Oh, Point Crow could run. Hassan is always manifesting. All right, let's see what this is.
Time and time again that he is staying in the race. Obviously today we saw that change, but these are the individuals that have been trying to prevent.
Dude, it is crazy how much they tried to will him back into the race. After the debate, it was like so obvious that a large portion of everyone, but especially Democrats, were like, hey, you're too fucking old. This is bad as panic. And then he was like, no, we're good. And then, you know, half the party goes, no, we're good. He won't drop out. And then it got louder and louder and louder and louder. And then he just, it's, you know what? You know what's crazy? I think for Joe Biden right now, once you drop out, it probably feels so fucking good. To be that old and to be rushing around every day and to have to look as strong as you can and to like have to do these fucking interviews. I bet he was like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But once he announced it, it was probably the biggest fucking relief in the world. He's probably got a skip in his step. He's probably smiling, hugging Jill extra tight, walking around, getting extra yogurt. I swear to God, it's probably the best feeling in the world now that he's done it. He's got, thinking over the next 4 years of having to fucking, you getting a chocolate chip ice cream?
Mike Memley. Mike, before I go to you, I want to read a little bit from a phone call that our own Garrett Haake had with former President Donald Trump. He told Garrett, Joe Biden is the worst president in the history of the United States by far. There has never been a president who has done such damage to our country, from energy independence to letting in millions and millions of illegal immigrants. Again, this is Donald Trump speaking to Garrett Haake. We'll fix what he has done, he said. And when Garrett asked him if he was surprised by the announcement that Joe Biden would be stepping aside in this campaign, he said he should have never been there in the first place. He should have stayed in his basement. This comes on top of quite a bit of reporting. You heard of Joe Scarborough a moment ago talking about the fear.
Not very classy, I gotta be honest with you. Not a lot of tact. That's a real kicking someone on their way out, bro.
Energized against one opponent, had one campaign against one opponent, and that opponent was Joe Biden.
Yeah, it's a Kendrick
They
level.
weren't preparing for anybody else.
Dude, this has been such a year of hate. My God, what a hate-filled year. This is the year for haters to rise up. If you are a generational hater, this has been your year. This has been you've just been thriving. And we're only halfway done.
No longer seek a second term as president of the United States. This came within moments of what we saw, obviously unfurling the letter first from the president, making that decision public, and then second, a tweet announcing that he wasn't.
You're joking! Joe Biden dropped out on National Ice Cream Day? Bro had a choice. Bro had two buttons. One was go to another fucking press conference and try to convince the American public, blah, 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 blah. And one was go get a fucking double scoop. And he said, I can't take it anymore. I cannot take it anymore. I'm out. He saw an ice cream truck pass the White House and he just left. That's so funny.
He wanted to finish the job. He felt so proud of his record of accomplishment over the course of these 3.5 years and felt he was still capable of continuing to do that job. But Katie, as he's made this decision now, I think very much of what he told the nation often after he announced in 2015 that he would not seek the presidency in 2016. He said that no man or woman should seek the office of President of the United States unless you're able to commit 100% of yourself to that effort. The president, since that debate, has certainly been fighting his way to make the case to Democrats that he could still win this election, that he could still do the job. But the task of fighting against his own party, against...
So you know what's funny is Sheikh Drizzle made a large bet on Joe Biden to win the election. He said the odds were in his favor. Dude, it's fucking... Can I call him? I'm going to call Sheikh. He's probably asleep, bro. Bro stays up late. I just want to get his live thoughts, you know? Let's see if we can get Sheikh Drizzle's live thoughts. Oh, I think he's in Vegas. He said he lost a bunch of money on blackjack last night. When it shakes, it truly drizzles. Might be cooked. He might be cooked. I don't want to pile on here. Let's see. I'm going to give it... No, he's cooked. He's cooked. Unfortunate. We'll try to... Maybe he'll call back. Look at Trump's Truth Social post. I don't have Truth Social, bro. Anyone repost it? Anyone have a link? You need to see this. Opera GX. My Fellow Americans. Silk Song. Holy shit, confirmed. Can you imagine, dude, on the way out? I'd be begging for him back. Joe, please. No, I didn't know we had. Oh, damn. Damn, Joe Biden. Harris-Trump debate's going to be crazy. Dude, I'm wondering. Listen, here's the crazy thing, though. What if Trump doesn't do it? What if he just doesn't even allow what if he just doesn't agree to the debate? I think I'm thinking just pure from political strategy, right? What if Trump just goes, nah, illegitimate new candidate, nobody cares. I think they're going to try and minimize it as even an option. I think they're going to pretend like this dropout, it's just crazy. I don't think they're going to actually do the debate. That's what I think, but we'll see. I mean, they did that for the VP debate. Hey, thanks to the 5 gifted, Gardados. He had a statement. Yeah, does anyone have a link to Truth Social? I can never find. Let me see if I can just all right, here we go. There we go. Let's just try this. Donald J. Trump. Here it is. Okay, let's read it. Crooked Joe Biden was not fit to run for president and is certainly not fit to serve and never was. This is... Do you guys remember when it was like a really iconic moment when that lady comes on stage and starts telling John McCain that Barack Obama is a Muslim terrorist, and then John McCain goes, no, ma'am, he's a decent man, he's a family man. I disagree with him on policy, but you don't have to be scared of him being president. It's just a different time. We're in a different time, bro. Joe Biden's not even running anymore, Trump. He's not even running. He only attained the position of president by lies, fake news, and not leaving his basement. That was the key. All those around him, including his doctor and the media, knew he wasn't capable of being president, and he wasn't. And now look what he's done to our country. With millions of people coming across our border, totally unchecked and unvetted, many from prisons, mental institutions, and a record number of terrorists. We will suffer greatly because of his presidency, but we will remedy the damage he's done very quickly. Dude, is this part of his messaging? He said this in the speech so many times. It was not only that we'll fix the problems, but that everything will be done quickly. That's such a weird thing to promise because now not only is it like I'm finding it not true, but he's putting the onus like by 2026 we're gonna be like, okay, well you said it's all gonna be fixed. It's not like these problems are not fixable quickly. Trump should have just tweeted GG. I promise you that would have been a fucking cooler tweet. A truth. He's trying to appeal to Zoomers with short attention span. I guess he is. I guess maybe, I don't know. I don't know why he keeps saying quickly. Like he's just going to fucking solve the global economic slowdown in a fucking 6-month period. Bust move, thank you for the prime. He's only like 4 years younger anyway. No, I mean, now there's like an age thing. Now Kamala Harris is not particularly popular. So it's not like it's like a huge upgrade here. But Joe Biden, the thing is, I think we've all seen it, like from the clips. Joe Biden in even 2020 is such a drastically different person. He exponentially got older. We all thought Joe Biden was old in 2020, but you watch the clips and it's like it's not the same person. He passed the threshold, the old person horizon, and now it was untenable. It was too old to function. And so I do think that like if people can see her speak, it's going to be better than seeing him speak now. What is this? I know it was for the best, but seeing him like this stings. Joe Biden changes his profile picture. You got what you wanted. Don't message me. From Snakes and Cheat City, DC. Joe, no, we didn't mean it like that, bro. No. Joe, we didn't mean it like that. Thoughts on Harris pulling Clinton in as VP, gets him younger. The one person who is sitting at their fucking pentagram and praying, making blood sacrifice, praying to Kamala's downfall is Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is going to be so upset if Kamala becomes the first woman president. As far as she's concerned, a woman should never be president ever again. Unless it's her at Joe Biden's age eventually. But, Harris X Carter need an old white guy. Oh, Jimmy Carter? What's this? Hatsune Miku has thrown her hair into the race. Biden is out. The time is now. Miku 2024. Believe a Japanese national citizen. So, not sure if it tracks. Also not sure over 35. Hi from Czech Republic. What's going on? Democracy, baby. This America, we got it. You guys, we need to put up a big tarp over the country for the next 8 months. And not let other countries look inside. We need to put a big tarp over the country for till the end of the year and just like handle our business privately. Nobody look in. Like, just do not look inside. Like, caution, work in progress or whatever. We put that on the country. Everyone just can't see what's going on, and we deal with it. We figure that shit out, and then we rip it off in 2025, and what we got, we got. This is so funny. It's time. It's time to go, Joe. Was I a good... What? Yeah. Yeah, the memes are coming. The memes are coming. Joe Biden 2028, bro. He just needs more adrenochrome. Who's going to be VP then? That's the question. That's the question everyone's trying to answer. Who is going to be Kamala's VP? We don't know. Oh, is he speaking?
And that's a counterintuitive human thing, because most people, including me, would much rather take than give. That's been true since the 3rd chapter of Genesis, right? And so we have this, we've set the hardest possible task in front of us. And President Biden knows this.
He's not speaking, no, I'm saying.
He understands the complexities of politics. That's why part of the decision he made today. He can read a poll. He can read a room. He can read a nation. And what he saw was that the wisest course forward was to let these values, let this vision of what the country should be carried on by those.
I don't think it takes a masterful politician to read the room against Joe Biden in this case. In fact, I think he was relatively slow to read the room. I think the room could have been read by almost anyone. It's not even Harris. Apparently they want an open race. If he's endorsing Harris and she's not dropping out, I find it very unlikely anyone else will be the nominee. I find it, especially this close to the convention, but because, I mean, you understand that, like, polls had Trump winning before the debate, barely. It was like an edge out. Then after the debate, it became catastrophic. Then after he tried, like, this is my personal press conference that shows I'm okay, and then he fucked up. He called Zelensky Putin, and he called Harris Trump. Then it got worse. Then donors started dropping out, and then everyone started pressuring him, and then senators started dropping out, and then it got worse because it's like a self-reinforcing thing once everyone's like demanding it. Then, so I mean, this was the time.
I'm sure this is very hypothetical. I think.
Yeah, and then Trump got shot.
Historically.
Yeah, and then Trump got shot. And then it was like, how in God's name is Joe Biden, even if he somehow convinces America he's not senile, how is he going to come back from that, the energy of the other campaigns? Like, they're energized, they're fired up. And then he got COVID. Dude, it was actually a bad month. It was a really bad month for Biden. Then he got COVID. Dude, I bet he was just sitting there with COVID like, fuck this. Fuck this, dude. What am I doing? This is for 4 years? Nah, fuck this, bro. I just made so much money in the prediction markets. Did you bet early? I mean, it actually, Kamala was favored even before today. You couldn't even make that much money. No way is how I find out it's Jover. It's literally Jover. It's literally.
You just don't know what's going to hit that desk in the Oval Office. And so you better be very, very sure that you trust the judgment and the basic decency of the person that we send to that desk.
Hypothetically, of course, what that speech would sound like. John Meacham, thank you very much for calling in. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Katie.
Let's see.
President Biden told his senior team he had changed his mind about staying in the race at 1:45 p.m. today, according to a source with direct knowledge who was speaking to NBC News.
Wow.
The message last night had been full speed ahead. We got the announcement at about 1:55, I believe. So 10 minutes before.
He changed his mind, and 10 minutes later it was public?
Biden told his senior team, those closest to him in the White House, that he would no longer be running. Joining me now on the phone as well, NBC News senior Capitol Hill correspondent Garrett Haake. You know the news is breaking when everybody's calling in on a Sunday. Garrett, thank you for joining us. You spoke to former President Donald Trump. What did he have to say?
That's right, Katie. I reached the former president to continue your timeline, probably about 20 minutes.
The Trump team has made it clear to Jonathan Swan and me they will continue to press the idea that Biden isn't fit to serve. They're just going to keep running against Biden? Yeah, he's dropping out, bro. This is 2 minutes ago? That's funny. That's fucking insane. Speaker Mike Johnson called for Biden to resign from office. Yeah, we already heard this. Read. Let's see. Yeah, we heard Donald Trump's statement. No, it looks like the people that were vocal about him stepping down are coming out in support of Kamala Harris. It looks like it's going to be Harris. So I think it's really going to come down to who our VP is. The GOP could push back on the idea that Harris would inherit the campaign's war chest. There's going to be a legal battle. This is going to get so messy. This is going to get so messy. Because one of the main reasons of keeping it as Kamala is that she can keep the money raised for Biden-Harris. Harris, Obama? You mean Michelle or do you mean Barack? Can the former president? No, they can't be VP because then if the president died, they would get a third term. Both Barack and Michelle duo as VP. Harris and Darren Ewing. Hey, Kamala Harris, if you want a straight white man from a swing state who can throw back a beer, who can crack some jokes, my dad is available. Darren, he's a military veteran. He's got a funny laugh. I swear to God, he's pretty likable. I think he could do. I don't know if he could run the country, so don't die for whatever reason. But for what the VP has to do, is there an age limit to the VP? Age limit? There's no age limit in American politics. Well, by the way, are you expecting that Joe Biden would drop out for being too old and then Kamala would pick an older person for VP? That's the political messaging. She'd pick fucking Jimmy Carter or something. No, I think that's unlikely. I think that's not the direction they're going to go. They're going to try and have a youthful energy. Sanders VP? I don't think it'll be Sanders, bro. It's going to be...
Or be it Kamala Harris or the next man or woman up on the Democratic side.
We've heard a little bit about Kamala Harris from the Trump team, especially a little bit more in the past week or so, as this conversation about President Biden was really starting to take off. Donald Trump Jr. Just a moment ago on X said Kamala Harris owns the entire left-wing policy record of Joe Biden. The only difference is that she's even more liberal and less competent than Joe, which is really saying something. She was put in charge of the border, and we saw the worst invasion of illegals in our history. That's an indication of how Donald Trump and his campaign is going to start going after Kamala Harris.
That's right.
Garrett.
Yeah, but they're gonna cut and paste the name out. They're just gonna cut. It's the same message, but it's Jamie Dimon 2028. I did see that Jamie Dimon, the J.P. Morgan Chase CEO, is the front runner to be Treasury Secretary under Trump. That's who he's thinking. I don't know if he'd take it. I don't know why Jamie Dimon would have a step down in power. But Gardidas, thank you for the 5 gifted. He just needs to keep calling Trump Unk, and it's an easy W. When you say he, who do you mean? Or do you think Kamala Harris is a man? Yeah, I don't know if she will call him Unk. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if that's effective. Don't be sad it's Jover. Be glad it Harris pinned. The DNC is going to put this on T-shirts by the end of the day. This is going to be moving units, dude. Wear this at the convention. The Mitt Romney idea, that would be so insane. That would be so crazy. I don't even I can't even fathom it. But I guess if they really wanted to go on the threat to democracy angle, they could be like, we're going across party lines. It's, as America, we have to put our differences aside. But I don't even think he can. I think he literally cannot be the Democratic VP. I think, doesn't he have to be registered? He has to. Did you hear about a similar shoot? I think they're trying to be younger. Harris Buttigieg? Maybe. For some reason, I just don't think it's going to be Buttigieg. I can't give you a strong enough reason why, but I just get the feeling it won't be. I don't think he's going to get it. I think they would more likely do even Gretchen Whitmer than they would do Buttigieg. Could The Rock run? No. No, it can't. You don't run for VP. You don't run for, it's not a race. It's picked. You're picked. Quack is back. George Biden is out. There is the Canadian understanding of our politics. Hey, Quack, you got to cut that video down. I'm going to give you instructions right now. You have a 37-minute draft. I watched it. It's good. We need to get it down closer to the last videos that were like that. We need to get it to 20, 25, bro. We need to get it. And it's a little long. All right? Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your vacation. Thoughts on a very center option for her VP? Republican Party / Senator Bonds on sweepstakes. I don't think it's going to be something from the Republican Party. I think that would be. It's already the most unprecedented election in my lifetime. This is truly crazy to have the sitting president who was running, who as of 1 week ago was like, I'm not dropping out, drop out. really crazy times. And then I think she's going to pick a Democratic front runner. It's going to be, I don't know. I would love to see, what are the odds? Polymarket Democratic VP. Here are the odds. Let's see the bets coming in. Josh Shapiro, Roy Cooper, Andy Bashir, Mark Kelly. All right, it's 4 white guys. Oh, sorted by chance. Why would it? Oh, it's refreshing. Buttigieg jumped up. Gavin Newsom at 4%, Greg Whitmer at 3%, Pritzker at 3%, Michelle Obama at 3%. Hillary Clinton would be insane. Joe Biden. There's $310,000 that people have bet that Joe Biden would drop out and then be Kamala's VP. That is the biggest waste of fucking money since Shake Drizzle. That would be so insane if they just flipped it. There's a chance. There's not a chance, dude. There's not a chance. That would. What is this? 6-way parlay. 6-way parlay. It's fucking Nancy Pelosi. I want Biden step down on Sunday. I want Kamala at the convention. I want Trump, Pennsylvania, and Arizona. Kamala electoral. Kamala popular. Read it back to me. Holy shit. If this tweet ends up coming through, holy shit, would be the most unreal. Imagine all 6 hit, dude. First 2 I think are a lock. I mean, first one happened. The second one I think is a lock. Third one I think is heavily favored. I don't know if I see this, but Kamala popular is not crazy. It's actually just not crazy. Again, Joe Biden was favored on the popular before the debate. He was just losing in the electoral. It's not actually crazy, just given the number of people who aren't independent. The people have already locked in. Electoral, I'm not sure. Especially because Trump's doing really well in swing states. Right, I mean, as of yesterday, we'll see. A lot of people will vote simply on based on age. I do think this is part of it, bro. I actually think, like, if it's not a corpse, if it's not a person who literally can't finish a sentence, like, if it's not a corpse and they say the exact same things, it could change the dynamic. It used to be a figure of speech. No, what I'm saying is, it's funny because I remember during the Bernie Biden debate, on this stream was like making dementia jokes about Joe Biden. And I look back and I watch these old clips and it's like, it was fine. It was fine. He was moving. He was animated. It's so crazy how much worse it got. Like, you look at it now, that is like fucking dementia adjacent, Alzheimer's adjacent. Like, it's like, even in your most, I can't mess up on this press conference. You're messing up. Calling Zelensky Putin it's just so bad, and you're like, must win. That is like calling, I don't know. It's like calling Anne Frank Hitler. Like, it's the person he is hating and fighting most in the world. Zelensky didn't care. You look at Zelensky's face. Zelensky clearly cared, but when they ask him about it, first of all, he's not going to say anything. And second of all, it's like his other option is Trump Vance. Vance is openly calling to never give another dollar to Ukraine, to ignore it. Like, Zelensky is extremely, extremely on the side of Joe Biden or team, because they need the aid to survive as a fucking nation. If you vote independent, you're actually throwing away vote problems. I mean, I don't think there's gonna be. We'll see. I don't think RFK is gonna make a splash like people are saying, but I could be wrong. I think it's not gonna be like a huge spoiler. The photos of Joe looking sad dropping out. Wait, what? What is this breaking news? No, that's just breaking news. Future announces he's running for president. Joe Biden endorses. Future? Sheesh, dude. What a come up year for Future. Helped organize the Drake killing beef, and now he's running. You get Biden as ad-libs on a new track? Slovakia's prime minister was shot. Wait, today? No, maybe 15. This is earlier this year. Yeah, we saw this. Political mobility attack. We saw this. This was something we talked about. How much? What is this? United? Kamala's coalition will include mainstream Democrats, radicalized K-Hive, Bernie revanchists. What? Revanchists? Hillary after 3 bottles of wine. Hillary's not going to support Kamala. I mean, only in name. Young people who have adopted coconut tree as a verbal twitch. I was kind of talking about this. You see that joke? It was, first of all, there was a lot of people on like Instagram and Twitter who were doing coconut tree memes because of Kamala's famous coconut tree meme. And someone said it was like when people memed Morbius back into the theaters and it flopped. That's sort of what it feels like. It feels like they... it does feel like the coconut memes were not in sincere support. She's locked the fuck in now. She's been training. What's this?
So today, we are 110 days out from the election. And while many of us have been involved with these elections,
this is 3 days ago,
every 4 years practically,
before
nearly every time we will say, this is the one. Well, this here is the one. The most existential, consequential, and important election of our lifetime. And there is so much at stake. Last night was the latest example.
She knew. She knew.
So some of you may have heard Donald Trump's running mate deliver remarks at the Republican National Convention.
I'm sorry, but tan suit? Tan suit? Did we learn nothing from Barack Obama? You can't be presidential in a tan suit. It's, oh my God, dude. What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
He talked about his life story about growing up in Southwest Ohio, and it was compelling. It's a compelling story.
You're laughing, you don't know why? I'm sorry, real quick. I'm sorry, just real quick.
The president came out addressing reporters on Thursday, and he was wearing this tan suit. Tan suit. Tan suit.
President Obama's decision to wear a light tan suit at yesterday's news conference. He was wearing a tan suit.
Light tan suit.
I think it was shocking to a lot of people. Is this an effort to make him look warmer?
no way I don't think any of us can excuse what the president did yesterday. I mean, and then for him to walk out, I'm not trying to be trivial here, but in a light suit, light tan suit.
Whoever talked him into going into a tan suit, they're so desperate because of these low poll numbers, they're willing to do anything.
The tan suit made him look unpresidential.
The president came out addressing.
So, I mean, after that, I'm shocked Kamala would do this.
And it was not the full story. Frankly, what is very telling is what he did not talk about on that stage. He did not talk about Project 2025, their 900-page blueprint for a second Trump term. He did not talk about it because their plans are extreme and they are divisive. In recent days, they've been trying to portray themselves as the party of unity. But here's the thing. If you claim to stand for unity, you need to do more than just use the word.
You think she gets angry at this? She gets angry?
You cannot claim you stand for unity if you are pushing an agenda that deprives whole groups of Americans of basic freedoms, opportunity, and dignity. You cannot claim you stand for unity if you are intent on taking reproductive freedoms from the people of America and the women of America.
That is going to be...
Trying to ban abortion.
That is going to be a big thing in this election. I actually think, my guess is this is going to be one of the most gender divided, like once all the polls are said and done, once all the votes are in, this is going to be one of the most gender divided elections we've ever had. I think the point swing is going to be massive compared to like even 2020, and I literally think it's like the way it's shaping up. I think that's the case. Well.
Abortion nationwide as they do and restrict access to IVF and contraception as their plan calls for. You cannot claim to be for unity if you try to overturn a free and fair election and threaten to terminate the United States Constitution. And you cannot claim to be for unity.
Yeah, but how's her golf game? we haven't seen her golf game. Okay? That's what America wants to know. Can she drive?
When your entire economic agenda is designed to prioritize billionaires and big corporations over the middle class.
Like that part? I like that part.
We're too busy watching what you're doing to hear what you're saying. And let us unpack that last point about...
I like Kamala's way of speaking because it's kind of like mine, where after every sentence she is smiling at her own. Like, I laugh, but she's like doing the little heh. She knows she's got like the big. Where she kind of gives herself the attaboy.
The economy. This race can be boiled down to a single question. Who fights?
They call her the
you?
giggler.
Now we know whose side our President Joe Biden is on. He grew up in a middle-class family in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and he has never forgotten where he came from. And I have been a first-hand witness. With every decision he makes in the Oval Office, he thinks about how it will impact working American.
And from the Office reference.
He understands. He understands everyday struggles because he has actually lived them. So, friends, I say the contrast between Joe Biden and Donald Trump is like night and day. But with the selection of his running mate this week, Donald Trump is also trying to distract people. He wants to direct attention away from his record and his Project 2025 plan to suggest that he and his running mate are going to prioritize the middle class. But we are not buying it. We are not following.
Bill Clinton. Statement from President Clinton and Secretary Clinton. It's funny, it comes from Bill's account. Hillary did not. They have agreed to endorse, I think. We are honored to join the president in endorsing Vice President Harris, and we'll do whatever we can to support her. We lived through many ups and downs, but nothing has made us more worried for our country than the threat posed by a second Trump term. He's promised to be a dictator on day one, and the recent ruling by his servile Supreme Court will only embolden him to further shred the Constitution. Now's the time to support Kamala Harris and then fight with everything we've got to elect her. Damn, you know what's crazy? Is if, what I'm just thinking right now, is if this had been the plan from day one, like if Joe Biden had more gracefully dropped out, I think this could have worked. I don't know whether this will work or not. I don't know. But if Joe Biden hadn't like pre-debate had been like, hey, I'm a one-term president. I'm getting old, whatever reason. And it felt smooth. I actually think this would have more legs. We'll see. I think after a few weeks, everything settles in. But right now, it feels so frantic. I think it's obviously, just for his legacy, it's good that he's not staying in to I think guaranteed lose in the election. I think that would have been really hit. They would have called him incredibly prideful, and it would have been a lot of what ifs. So it's good he's dropping out. I wonder how history's going to look at this.
For the okie doke. As many of you know, I am a former prosecutor. So I say, let's look at the facts, shall we?
She's so giggly.
So Donald Trump tries to claim he brought back American manufacturing. The fact is, under Donald Trump, America lost tens of thousands of manufacturing jobs. And more than 1,000 factories closed under his watch. The facts. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden and I have created nearly 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. So much so it's been described as a manufacturing boom. Last night, we heard claims that Donald Trump is for fighting for our seniors.
Does it include COVID? I don't know. Listen, I don't like stuff like this, larger macroeconomic forces. I don't give or take much credit to presidents either way, but it is true that American manufacturing is complete downhill into COVID, then worse with COVID, then post-COVID with, you could say, the infrastructure bill from Biden, and you could also say that like we've just had a natural gas boom. People don't fully realize how, like, people complain about gas prices and things in America. Both oil and natural gas are like relatively cheaper in America than they've almost ever been. We have such an energy boom in America right now. Past couple years, we have become the world's #1 producer of natural gas, the world's #1 producer of oil because of the shale revolution. And so, again, I'm not kidding when I say America has added a Saudi Arabia worth of oil output in a few years. Look these numbers up. This is a fact. It's kind of unprecedented. We've become a true energy exporting superpower. We went from an oil importer to an oil exporter. We have so much extra oil. It's actually insane. And so because of those things, if you have energy, it automatically spurs your manufacturing. It's just true. I mean, we're actually getting a bit of a manufacturing uptick. I wouldn't necessarily, I looked into it. I was really interested in this. It's not really a boom yet because I think our economy is deteriorating. And usually manufacturing orders go down into that. But I think we are having a surprising resilience in manufacturing because of an energy boom. But I don't think they talk about it much because of the Democratic Party is worried about environmental messaging, green messaging. I feel like if Joe Biden should have been hammering this home. It's like actually such a let's finish this.
Seniors. Well, how the heck can you claim you fight for seniors when you intend to cut Social Security and Medicare? Which we all know is a lifeline for so many of our seniors.
Social Security and Medicare is such a funny thing because both parties in speeches talk about how much they love it. But behind the scenes, either they don't know or they have to be aware that we can't afford it. It's like the numbers are they're getting astronomical. It is like becoming a bigger and bigger part of our national budget. They want the senior vote. I know, but it's such a funny thing in American politics because it's literally an untouchable electric rail. Everyone has to say how much they love Social Security and Medicare, how they will never cut it, how their opponent wants to cut it, because old people vote. Old people vote en masse, and they're the most scared. The number one thing they vote on is making sure nobody touches their benefits. And so both parties just constantly talk about how much they're the ones for Social Security and Medicare. But like, it is unsustainable. There's not, the money for it currently doesn't exist. It's kind of like in a way, like a Ponzi scheme. I mean, we just don't have enough new people coming in. To drop the. I mean, I guess if you're proposing raising taxes, you could fund it, but at our current level, we can't do it.
Let me be very clear. President Joe Biden and I will always protect Social Security, and we will always protect Medicare.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Biden has to protect Social Security and Medicare because he's qualifying for it now. He's a retired, he's a retired old man. He's a retired old man. He has to start taking his fucking, it's self-interest. What are the odds Mr. Beast jumps in? I don't know if you're joking, but 0%. He's incapable of running. He is too young. Did you see JD Vance tweet? No, can you link me? I can just Google it. JD Vance tweet. Let's see. Dude, it's funny that he is I'm moving myself. He's the VP candidate, and his handle on Twitter is JD Vance 1. Bro, just get Elon to give you the full. Elon's donating $45 million a month to your campaign, and he can't give you the full handle. If Joe Biden ends his re-election campaign, how can he justify remaining president? Not running for re-election would be a clear admission that President Trump was right all along about Biden not being mentally fit enough to serve as commander-in-chief. There is no middle ground. That's crazy. Of course there's a middle ground. What are you fucking talking about? That's actually crazy. Because you're not capable of doing another 4 years, you can't do another 4 months? People don't get older and worse? There is no middle ground is such a... Only a Sith deal in absolutes. It's like George Lucas writing, bro. That's just a weird angle to take. It's a weird angle to take. Like to even still be making it about Joe Biden is interesting. I kind of feel like it'd be better for Democrats to distance themselves from the Biden administration and not choose Harris. I mean, I think the stats, the polls, at least before this, we'll see if she has a boost after it being more official. But the polls before this shows that Kamala was probably only slightly better than Biden as the nominee, and there was other better choices. But the thing is, the way campaign financing works, and also the way that she is just next in line, they would have to have her agree to step down. They couldn't go around her. They can't be like, nah, you can't get picked. So to prevent an insane amount of infighting, I think they have to go with her and then go with like a strong, differentiating VP candidate. Based on the constraints they have, I don't think it's that crazy to go with Kamala VP. I mean, she would have to step down. And I think when you're in politics and you're that close, you don't step down. I don't think there's not many politicians I think I would trust to fix Cam. Why is it? Oh, it's fucked up. My bad. A convention fight would be too messy. That's what I'm saying. A convention fight would be very divisive right before the election. I mean, I don't think it would work. Do you think they have a VP lined up? I'm sure they have a short list. I don't think they picked yet. I don't think they've picked yet. If it's Kamala, then the VP has to be a man. That's what everybody's saying. I mean, again, we can repeat this, but the idea is that Kamala runs. She picks a straight white male from a swing state, and she does a unity, like, let's beat this guy, save democracy ticket. Not Joe Biden. I don't think she's going to pick Joe Biden. I don't think she's going to pick Pete. I mean, again, poly market odds are pretty... They're pretty... I have never seen Josh Shapiro speak. Does Josh Shapiro have a great speech we could watch to get an idea? Now that he's odds-on favorite? He's the PA guy? No, I know, but I can't even picture words from him. Let's see. Let's get a
Yeah, I love serving as governor, and I've made clear where I stand on the presidential race. It's the president's decision to make. He's made it, and I think today is the day to celebrate what we accomplished here in Pennsylvania. We're showing the nation that here in Pennsylvania, we know how to get stuff done for everybody, and that's what we're doing.
Looks like my friend's dad. So he's got the general... He looks like this guy grills like nobody's business. This guy... Get this guy on the grill and you've got a fucking barbecue, dude. Holy. He's got to kiss the chef apron. Yeah, okay. He might have even known this was happening in this speech. The way he dismissed the Biden thing. He's like, hey, Biden says he's running. I'm not going to talk about it. You know he's wearing New Balances? Oh, he's wearing New Balances, bro. Polo shorts and sandals with the belt. The fit. Oh, he's got the you know I had to do it to him fit, dude. He literally has the you know I had to do it to him. What about let's see a speech from Cooper. Roy Cooper speech.
Hello, fellow North Carolinians! Wow, what a crowd! You can.
Okay, this guy and Kamala is going to be like a comedy set. They're going to be like make each other laugh. They're going to be giggling. They're going to be so giggly, dude. They're going to be playing off each other. Abbott Costello.
Hear you from the next block. Thanks for being here and caring about the future of our country. North Carolina welcomes back to Raleigh First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, President Joe Biden, as we get ready to defeat Donald Trump. Hey, and let's give another big round of applause to the next governor of North Carolina, Josh Stein. We have to win that race to continue the progress that we've made and to stop the Republican legislature from their worst instincts, and we know what they are. Guys, we are just 130 days away from the biggest election of our lifetime. Now, I know that our tensions are high right now, but this election is not just about what kind of president we...
I want to see him talk about something somber and serious. Just see the tone shift. The stereo. Why does he remind me of Bush? He has a Bush-esque vibe, face and hair. This guy could probably drive a ball for sure. I'm a big Cooper fan. Guy's got energy. He's got energy. How old is he? How old's Cooper? 67? Bro, I'll be honest with you. He could have passed for 50. 58 to me.
We want to have.
Too young?
This election is about...
He's a fucking kid. He's too green, dude. He's too fucking green. He's a child. Practically a fetus out there. Youth and inexperience. What is this? Oh, everybody saw this. We saw this.
There we go.
This face is so funny. When he comes in, when Joe Biden comes in and steps up, I love this. Whoa! What up, young boy?
How you doing, sir?
You spend too much time in the gym.
Dude, I know Joe Biden is just feeling so happy right now. Just the most large weight off his shoulders. Imagine we catch Joe Biden out in public in like a month and he's like he looks 20 years younger. He's actually been faking it the whole time to get out of the to get out of running. His hair's not even gray. He's been dyeing it. He's Long Beach surfing. He pulls Joe Biden walking away from the White House, taking off the fucking aged makeup he put on. The Arya face mask. The best video of Biden by far.
America is a nation.
What is this? The best Biden video? Let's see. The best Biden video.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put
With President Biden expected to drop out of the 2024 election, some are rallying behind Vice President Kamala Harris.
No one knows better how to prosecute the case against Donald Trump than Kamala Harris.
She tried, remember, in 2020 in the Democratic primary, and we'll see if she's able to come out strong and then maintain that success this time around.
It does put us in a position to have a significantly more competitive election had Joe Biden stayed in the race.
Here's how Harris could stack up in a race against former President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump simply does not have the character to be President of the United States.
Experts say Harris could have a tough campaign trail ahead, but she does have some key advantages.
How do you win the presidency if you don't win the majority of white voters? You have to check off all of the other boxes.
One advantage Harris has is her potential to win over more women, people of color, and young voters.
We're going to be able to effectively make the case about women's health care, their right in terms of choosing.
I could be wrong. I am extremely skeptical that young voters are going to turn out this election. Do you guys know, like, I'm I could be wrong. I could actually be wrong, but I'm getting the. Oh, did you know? See, Joe Biden dropped out.
I did.
Okay. Thanks, babe. This looks very tasty. I'm saying this based off of the UK election, which had extremely low turnout. This recent UK election where Labour swept, if you look into it, I have a great graph to show you. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it, because it really is stark. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. This is the last 5 UK elections. The red slice is Labour. The blue slice is Conservative. And the gray slice is did not vote. Okay? Depending on who would win each election. You can see in 2017, did not vote is not high. 2019, did not vote is not that high. 2024, it's fucking massive. This is if it was an option. Now again, this doesn't mean that 90% of the UK didn't vote. It's like by county or by area, did not vote was the majority in all those areas. It was like it have won. If it was a candidate, it would have won. So I feel like apathy is way up. People are checking out. They're getting. This is just the vibe I'm getting, and I'm worried about that going into this election, especially if it's people that are, old white people vote no matter what, rain or shine. But if you have to get people of color, if you have to get young people, that worries me because they tend to check out first when things get apathetic towards politics. But we need to hawk to the vote. Yeah, I mean, let's get that trending. Changing my name to not voting and then running for president? Genius. In a stunning turn of events, the winner is not voting? And then you run it on stage. Yeah. I guess we have to give it to him. Could be the first Kamala ad. first Kamala ad. Let's see.
Think of this? Well, think about this. He's a world leader in temper tantrums. She never loses her cool. She prosecuted sex predators. He is one.
Grab him by the...
She shut down for-profit colleges that swindled Americans. He was a for-profit college.
At Trump University, we teach success.
Literally. He's owned by the big banks. She's the attorney general who beat the biggest banks in America and forced them to pay homeowners $18 billion. He's tearing us apart. She'll bring us together. This is Trump. And in every possible way, this is the anti-Trump. So if that's what you're looking for in your next president, there's really only one.
When did they run this? During her primary. Okay, interesting. 2020 primaries. Okay. Yeah, I guess they'll run a similar. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's watch the end of this. I think this video was good.
How they want to live their lives.
This is a fight for freedom. The fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body.
A Wall Street Journal poll in April found that abortion was the most powerful issue by far driving suburban women in swing states. Over half of the women in the poll said Trump's policies on abortion were too restrictive. Some Democrats and political experts also expect Harris to invoke more excitement from black voters. A critical advantage at a time when support from that group was slipping for Biden.
As an African-American woman, she's going to have a unique opportunity in terms of how she communicates and has a conversation with voters in Detroit, Michigan, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. These urban centers are really where we're going to need historic turnout to consolidate around Kamala so that way we win these critical swing states.
Harris could stand to gain younger voters who had lost confidence in Biden's ability to beat Trump.
Kamala Harris gets to be the knight in shining armor here. She gets to ride in on the horse and be the candidate that is not Joe Biden, that can carry the policies and ideas of Joe Biden.
I get to be the candidate that's not Joe Biden. That's very funny.
Without some of the concerns that led to Joe Biden's decision to remove himself.
A July poll by Emerson College, conducted before the assassination attempt on Trump, found that people between the ages of 18 and 29 were the least motivated to vote. Yeah. Biden was still leading the Democratic ticket at the time of the poll.
It's the younger Democrats, which is, in my opinion, the base of the party. And it's more than just voting. It's about canvassing. It's about phone calling. It's about get out the vote efforts.
We cannot do it without all of your help.
All of this is part of the campaign that I think was lacking with Biden, and that's why we have Harris to see if we can capture that energy that has been missing.
Harris actually channels a lot of the candidate characteristics and features of Obama that generated this excitement in 2008.
He was awesome. He was brilliant. Just what I was looking for.
This is a young candidate of color that is going to sell us on a vision of America that is multicultural, that is more unified, that is moving into a new future.
At 59 years old, Harris is significantly younger than Biden, who's 81.
We get to go coast to coast without worrying about her energy level in terms of hitting critical media markets.
Some political experts say Harris's background as a prosecutor helped her come off as a strong debater in her 2020 presidential campaign.
You know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools, and she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
This becomes a moment where Harris looks extremely strong. Suddenly, she goes from polling in the single digits to close to 20%.
And after her vice presidential debate with Mike Pence, polls showed that more voters thought she won.
Well, let's get but Susan, this is important.
Susan,
I want to add, Mr. Vice President, I'm speaking.
Actually, I did want to watch this. This will be interesting. I kind of forgot how this went.
I'm speaking.
Experts say that in a race against Trump, she needs to replicate that debate success.
You also have to be very careful because we've never seen someone survive an assassination attempt and then step onto the debate stage, talk about this openly as a signal of love of country. How will Kamala Harris handle the events that have catapulted Trump's popularity and favorability amongst his base?
She needs to tell Joe Biden. It's like when they when they fake a bank robbery or whatever, and then the person you're robbing with has to shoot you once so you can pretend to the police. She's got to hand Joe Biden a gun. Tell her to hit her in the shoulder on the way out. Just so they can see we were on the same team. We're different. Why the French flag? Okay, that's funny. Trump versus Harris. We're going to turn into France. Oh, God, it was France's plan all along to divide us.
Recent polls like this one by Emerson College show Harris significantly trails Trump.
What we've seen over the last year when Biden was on the ticket is Trump had a ceiling of about 46%. Never does he really go above that number, not before the conviction, after the conviction, post-debate. Biden was losing ground or gaining ground, but not being able to get over 45%. Can a Harris candidacy get over 45, 48%? What she really needs to do is get closer to 50%, and that could give the Democrats the edge.
But polls only capture voters' feelings at a specific moment in time. And these results came in before the assassination attempt on Trump and before Biden dropped out of the race.
When we're looking at these polls prior to the announcement, these are hypothetical candidates. And we ask voters who...
Damn, we're getting so much news. America's... I am now realizing how, like, every few days we're getting, like, major news. Shit's moving fast this year. We're in some crazy times, bro. I can't imagine it's gonna slow down either. Going into the election, then after the election, whoever wins, and then, yeah, I don't know, man.
Who really haven't taken much time to think about these individuals. So they give you a knee-jerk reaction, generally based on name recognition. With Harris, you see lower numbers in some of these demographics, but over the course of a few weeks, I expect to see them bounce back in her favor.
But in a toe-to-toe race against Trump, experts say Harris would need to prove that she's a strong leader, something 44% of voters said they were looking for in a candidate, according to a poll by Monmouth University.
Donald Trump, this is a person that is not shy on confidence.
Nobody knows the system.
I was reading an FT article, and it was about, they were like interviewing people who are voting for Trump. And I think, you know, most people vote on vibes anyway. And I think the vibe that he's giving out, I think when people are uncertain about the future, they really want strength. They want vibes. They want good. They want an aura of confidence. And I think that's honestly his main draw right now, is that people are looking for like something. I also in the article they were talking about how a lot of people mentioned masculinity. But I didn't say it. I'm saying I'm reading the article. And I think that is honestly what is shift. I think people are so, you know, it's classic, like in uncertain times people look to a strong man, and I think literally they're trying to hit that. We'll never elect a femboy. No, technically based on that logic, we just need the economy to be so good that we could elect a femboy. Do you know what I'm saying? Things have to be so good, then people would do it. But in times where things are bad, Poland crying in a corner. Yeah.
System better than me.
With people who are already sort of ideologically aligned and therefore also...
The Rock's going to get in 2028 then? I don't think The Rock would run, but I absolutely believe had The Rock ran any of these past elections, he would have won. I think The Rock would be a lock. In fact, I think they had polling that showed that, which is why they asked him. Not that it would be a good choice, but I do think The Rock would win. He is one of the few figures, not even politically, just one of the few people in America that polls well on both sides of the aisle. Like we are so polarized, even celebrities are falling into different camps. The Rock is one of the few people that has like universal appeal. Him and Mr. Beast, dude.
Also see Trump as an effective leader. He's in a prime position to demonstrate this idea of I am the leader of the free world. With Kamala Harris, what will be her I am the leader of the free world moment?
The biggest concern for Harris will be immigration.
My trip to Guatemala and Mexico was about addressing the root causes.
She's going to have to defend those policies.
Kamala had one job, and that was to fix the border. Now imagine her in charge of the entire country.
But at the end of the day, some experts say this is a race based on personalities, not policies. And Harris replacing Biden would force the Trump campaign to change its offensive strategy.
Trump has spent so much time the last 3.5 years on Biden.
Could you imagine if Biden was up here and the teleprompters didn't work?
And we'll see how he's able to make his case against Harris.
They can't decide which of their candidates is more unfit to be president, sleepy, crooked Joe Biden or laughing Kamala.
Harris entering the race now would be the latest a candidate has joined a presidential election since 1968. Biden had been the presumptive nominee since March.
This creates questions around how well organized the Democratic Party may be.
It's a very short onboarding process. Joe Biden, Donald Trump,
he's got to get a better one than laughing Kamala. That's not, that's not one of his classics. Sleepy Joe's a classic. Meatball Ron DeSantis is one of my favorites. Meatball Ron was great, dude. Because it just fit. It just fit.
They've been around. While Vice President
Ron
Harris has
DeSanctimonious,
an extensive career, it's certainly not nearly as long as these other two candidates.
But a big question remains. Who would Harris pick to be her vice president?
It's going to be very important both regionally and demographically because she needs to shore up some of her base.
That decision might be the key to what experts say is Harris's best path forward.
The Obama coalition that we saw in 2008. Can you bring that group back together?
That's a coalition of robust historical turnout African Americans dominating amongst Latinos and really holding your own amongst white voters and rural voters so that way there's no more bleed to the Republican Party.
What the Democrats really liked was President Obama in his ability to articulate ideas and talk to groups of people and get them excited.
Yes, we can.
If candidate Harris is able to speak with that confidence and be able to rally groups with her voice, would be an exceptional game changer in this race.
I have not seen an Obama-esque speech ability from Kamala, but surely improvement over Biden. I just want the most boring ass political leader. Please, I just want someone who knows what they're doing, Saj. No, we're going to make it a fucking carnival in America and you're going to like it. Okay? We're going to make it a show. We're going to make it our vibes and you're going to like it. Do you seriously believe Michelle can run? Kamala, I, if I'm a betting man, and I am, Kamala is the nominee, 100%. I do not think they'll change it. I don't even think they really reasonably could. Kamala's the nominee. It's about her VP, and I don't think she'll pick Michelle. I don't think Michelle Obama is going to ever be either president or VP candidate. I don't know why she keeps getting brought up. She's never expressed any interest. People keep trying to... People just... I think there's a certain part of the Democratic establishment and also voter base that just keeps wishing we could run Obama again forever. They're just like, damn, it really was easy when Obama was running. He just kind of crushed. He was just really good at it. Is there any way we could run him again? Can we put him in a mustache? Can we, wasn't Obama great AF though? I have very complicated feelings on Obama. In that I think he's one of the best political communicators that's ever lived. I think he's really, really good at articulating ideas to people. He's very motivating. I think he has a presidential energy. But I even read his fucking book. I felt about looking back on his presidency, I felt like he really disappointed me, especially with his handling of Wall Street and big banks. His presidency was filled with really not backpedaling, almost bowing down to Wall Street interests. I think he used all of his political capital and energy and momentum on healthcare, and got something. Nothing, not perfect, not even close, and then it was lost. And also he had the tan suit. But I mean, really, if you look back at his term, it's really marked by massive bailouts at like almost every level. Him being behind it. And I've always wondered if we could have let some of those guys fail, if we could have prosecuted some people, if we could have, it was so, and that in a way, and again, it's not personally on him. A lot of this is other people, but he's the president, so the drone strikes, again, I don't, I've talked about this a million times. Obama was president when drones became a thing. He's not particularly interested in drone strikes. He did not have the most drone strikes on record, bro. It's not true. We used more drone strikes the next term. He didn't invent the drone. He didn't pilot the drone. We use more drones than ever right now. I mean, drones are just the way you do military now. Drone had a picture of a drone on his bedroom wall. I'm a 30-year-old living in the South. I really think if the Democrats got a strong candidate, they could win. I have some Republican friends that are tired of Trump, but they think it's their only option, which is dumb, but still. I mean, since 2020, I feel like most Americans who aren't fucking, Trump poster on their wall, diehard, have been like, depending on where they fall politically, have felt like it's a choice they don't want to make. Democrats have been like, well, I don't love Biden, but I hate Trump, so I have to pick him. And then, I don't know, center-right people are like, I don't love Trump, but I have to pick him because I hate Biden. It's people, the matchup has not been popular. I think there's many polls that show most Americans hate the matchup. Oh, Biden-Trump. They didn't like it. They felt very, very upset that those were the people they had to choose from. We need Kanye back. That's your first time chat message? Is that you, Kanye?
Statements that are being sent out, and often what's not being said is more important.
Yeah, absolutely, Rick. Very measured statements coming. We'll know you continue to track the statements coming in from Democratic leaders. And I want to turn to one of those Democratic leaders now, Congressman Joaquin Castro of Texas. Congressman, I want to ask you about this reaction that's coming in. We are seeing President Biden step out of this.
Let's see what YouTube commenters have to say. That's what we'll learn. That's how we'll get the vibe of the people. Corporate media, should we now wait, I'm sorry. POV, you just farted and a little poop came out. Hits hard. Should we now focus on Trump age, his felon, his frauds? Trump 2024. Trump 2024. Foolish move, foolish move, foolish move. Harris, trash, trash, trash. Kamala Harris and the African American nation says yes. And the female majority says yes. Desperation, desperation. Harris, Whitmer 2024. Trump is younger mentally than Harris. I can't. Trumpers be very afraid. Hail Don Trumplini 2024. He couldn't be a stand-up man and say thank you for your service. Sorry, no, he had to be disrespectful. He's no better than a freaking teenager was his mom and dad. Trump mad he wanted an easy path to the president. Joe said not so fast. Oh man. As an Leaf Hill says hi Atrioc. Interesting. What are they saying?
And the vice president. And I think that's what you're going to see leading up to the convention.
Do you believe that this was the best decision for the president to make? And there are some that may raise in the party that these conversations should have been playing out a year ago. I mean, look at the fact that we are just about over 100 days until the election. Now you have all these questions about the delegates, how the convention.
Biden is so handsome, Trump must marry him. Now there's a take. Biden drops out to be with his true love. He says politics has divided us long enough. Ever since the debate, they've been texting each other. Ever since the debate. Romeo and Romeo. Kamala's only job was the border. I feel like if I think of the messaging on each side, I think Republicans are going to say Kamala's only job was the border and she messed that up. And there's 1 billion illegal immigrants pouring across the border. That's going to be their messaging. And then Kamala's going to talk about abortion and how we have to protect abortion rights. And they're both going to ram those two things down mid. And then we're going to see which plays out. Whether enough women vote, I don't know. I think that's the two things that are going to hit. Who's Kamala's league main? It's a great question.
Is going to play out, if Vice President Harris will actually be, in fact, on the ticket, who her running mate will be. That's a lot to figure out for your party in such a short amount of time. Should these conversations have happened sooner?
Well, look, I mean, we can't go back and rewrite history and change how things went down and everything. The only thing that we can do is make sure that we have the strongest campaign going forward. And I believe that Vice President Harris is the person to lead it. I think that she'll work to choose a great vice president. And there are a lot of great choices out there. And then we're going to do what we've been doing for years, which is to go knock on every door we can, contribute if we can, make every phone call we can, talk to family and friends and spread the word and get them out to vote. And that's how we're going to win in November.
I think it's wild in 2024 to not make a video. I mean, this is content brain. This is crazy. I feel like Joe Biden should have made a video. I feel like he should have made a video, bro. I think he should have had something ready to go. He should have had, or he should have done a speech, a live speech. I think it's crazy to not do something visual. He might be very sick. Maybe he's very sick. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's just really sick right now. And dude, I remember when I had COVID, it fucking sucked. I was in my bed. It was like, this is miserable. I can only imagine how that feels at fucking 900 years old. And when you're wrestling whether or not you're going to be president. He's probably fucking miserable right now. And just, can you imagine Just laying in bed, feeling like shit, and finally being like, "Fuck it, fine. I don't want to be president." You in the 1900s with Spanish flu. Yeah, very funny. Yeah, I don't know, but he's got to make something. I think it's interesting. I think he's got a lot of power in a video if he can really pull it together for one video to just talk about the wild decision to step down and then make a real clear case. If you can lock in one last time, because people will actually watch that. I think he should have had it ready, but I guess they're waiting. You should make a TikTok with Fortnite gameplay. Yeah, it's 500 takes of him saying different words and they cut it together. Inject Adderall into his fucking veins and let him cook. Bro, the thing is, if they had any all the Republican talking point about how Joe Biden needs this constant drug cocktail to lock in, if they had that, they should have fucking used it in the debate. If they had some fucking adrenochrome plus fucking Zyn plus Adderall, they just didn't use it for the most important public speech of his life. They should have given him Compound V. Yeah, they'll just do it at noon. They'll just do it at noon instead of 6 p.m. It was probably, I mean, I heard that was a big part of it, was that the debate was at night. It was like after 4. he gets sleepy. He gets sleepy, bro. Obama made a statement? Video or not? Why is nobody putting out a fucking video? Who's Obama? Here's Obama. Joe Biden has been one of America. Oh, let's just read it. Let's see. This is Obama's. Actually, is there a don't worry. I got this. Okay. I'm trying to get an Obama TTS. Yeah. Come on.
Welcome to Speechify.
No. Skip. Here, this has got to work, right? Yeah. Okay. Wait, it has like 100 character limit. Oh my god. They have to pay? How do these TikTok kids do it? How do they make infinite amounts of Barack Obama voices? Business expense? They're not making money on it. Come on, give me.
To feel your heartbeat next to mine.
Okay. That was supposed to be Barack Obama singing. Let's see if this works. Okay. I think it actually does. Here we go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama's statement on Joe Biden dropping out. I can give him an accent. I need to pay. Oh my God. Never mind. This is over. We're just going to look at it. We're just going to look at it. Unless someone's got a good fucking website for this. You found this one? Wait. Text to speech? Oh, this gives you... Oh, it gives you Trump, though. We need Obama. Obama. Okay, select.
For now, Michelle and I just want to express our love and gratitude to Joe and Jill for leading us so ably and courageously.
Okay, good. Wait, it works. It works. It works. It works. It works. Okay, we're going to use this. We're going to use this. We're going to use this. Let me just start from the beginning. Holy moly. Good find. Can you make him say skibbity? Yes, I will include skibbity in there somewhere. Obviously. Obviously, I will include skibbity. Okay, this is it. Perfect. And I have to cut it down to 2,000. And we will end with... Okay. All right. Oh my God! It's asking me to pay $20 a month. I'm so annoyed. No, I'm not paying $20 a month, dude. What? Every AI company is desperate now. They're all generative AI companies are desperate. Turns out they spent a fucking combined $1 trillion on GPU time and haven't made any fucking money. Oh my God. I'm They're waiting for desperate streamers to pay it. He's so stupid that I'm doing this. It's a business expense. I just have to please remind myself to cancel it after this one stream. Please. I'll put it on Klarna. I'm putting it on Klarna. I'm putting it on Klarna. Don't worry. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the most consequential speech of Joe Biden's life. I'm sorry, of Barack Obama's life. And dude, what? This is one of the worst programs I've ever used in my entire life. It keeps trying to put it in the voice of Brian, a random youth. Why does it do this? I paid you fucking money. Ah! Text to speech. Joe Biden. Obama. Don't split. Don't split. Don't split. There it is. Thank God. Thank God. Okay. Without further ado, please fucking God. Please God. Let me hear this speech. Fingers crossed, dude. It's generating. I don't know what to tell you. It's spinning. So mad.
Joe Biden has been one of America's most consequential presidents, as well as a dear friend and partner to me. Today, we've also been reminded, again, that he's a patriot of the highest order. 16 years ago, when I began my search for a vice president, I knew about Joe's remarkable career in public service. But what I came to admire even more was his character, his deep empathy and hard-earned resilience, his fundamental decency and belief that everyone counts. Skibidi. Since taking office, President Biden has displayed
There it is.
that character
Was it
again
worth
and
it?
again. He
Was
helped
it
end the
worth it?
pandemic, created millions of jobs, lowered the cost of prescription drugs, passed the first major piece of gun safety
Was
legislation
it
in
worth
30
it?
years, made the biggest investment to address climate change in history, and fought to ensure the rights of working people to organize for fair wages and benefits. Internationally, he restored America's standing in the world, revitalized NATO, and mobilized the world to stand up against Russian aggression in Ukraine.
True.
More than that, President Biden pointed us away
Show NATO
from
Biden.
the 4 years of chaos, falsehood, and division that had characterized Donald Trump's administration. Through his policies and his example, Joe has reminded us of who we are at our best, a country committed to old-fashioned values like trust and honesty, kindness and hard work, a country that believes in democracy, rule of law, and accountability, a country that insists that everyone, no matter who they are, has a voice and deserves a chance at a better life. This outstanding track record gave President Biden every right to run for re-election and finish the job he started. Joe understands better than anyone the stakes in this election, how everything he has fought for throughout his life and everything that the Democratic Party stands for will be at risk if we allow Donald Trump back in the White House and give Republicans control of Congress.
All right, it broke. This is like the control verse. It's crazy that AI Obama is a better public speaker than like anyone else in politics. All right, let me see if I can put that in there and add a couple more skibbities. And get the final part of this. Add some Riz. That's already generating, but I'll try. I'll try. Make him say Hawk Tua. Okay. Okay. We'll see if that can be done.
I also know Joe has never backed down from a fight. For him to look at the political landscape.
Wait. Okay. It's generating. Why didn't Biden use this for the debate? He would crush the polls right now. Oh, yeah. Let me add a let me be clear. He needs more let me be clears so that you know it's Obama. Oh, wait. It's already done.
I also know Joe has never backed down from a fight. For him to look at the political landscape and decide that he should pass the torch to a new nominee is surely one of the toughest in his life. Skibidi. But I know he wouldn't make this decision unless he believed it was right for America. It's a testament to Joe Biden's love of country and a historic example of a genuine public servant once again putting the interests of the American people ahead of his own that future generations of leaders will do well to follow. We will be navigating uncharted waters in the days ahead. Skibidi Riz. But I have extraordinary confidence that the leaders of our party will be able to create a process from which an outstanding nominee emerges. I believe that Joe Biden's vision of a generous, prosperous, and united America that provides opportunity for everyone will be on full display at the Democratic Convention in August. And I expect that every single one of us are prepared to carry that message of hope and progress forward into November and beyond. Skibidi. For now, Michelle and I just want to express our love and gratitude to Joe
Why
and
the
Jill
massive
for
pause?
leading us so ably and courageously during these perilous times, and for their commitment to the ideals of freedom and equality that this country was founded on.
Amen, sir.
Skibidi, Hawk Tua the polls, 2024.
Powerful. That's extremely powerful stuff. Extremely powerful stuff. Chills, really. One of the all-time great unifying speeches. Anything else we want Obama to say? Well, I spent $20 fucking on that. Squeaks just messaged me and said, Atrioc, will you be my Diana in Hitman? It's a really powerful thing. I mean, I'm down to do it, but Joe Biden did just drop out. I'm super down to do it. I would love to get Squeaks to play more Hitman. I think Squeaks playing Hitman is so funny. Squeaks already announced his presidential campaign with Germa. I'd vote for it. I'd vote for it. Strong future for America. Germa Squeaks. We've covered the Biden stuff. You're so Zoomer, you're so Zoomer brain, bro. We talked about it already. Yeah, the president dropped out today. It's like, come on, are we still talking about that? It's been 40 minutes, bro. Can we move on? It's old news, old yawn. The president. It's so funny how the news cycle has changed. That's so funny to me. Not like you go back to like the 70s, 80s before I was born, but you know, they would talk about one thing for weeks. And then even in like the 90s, early 2000s, it would last a while. And now it feels like nothing lasts for more than a day. Like 3 days. It feels like every news story, it's like something new comes up within 3 days. Yeah, the Trump assassination is old news now. It's so funny. Like that would have been the story for months. Big donation update for Harris campaign. What is this? Democrats have raised more than $5 million in just over an hour with Biden's announcement he's leaving the race. I mean, $5 million is kind of chump change compared to what they will and have raised already. That's something. But I mean, I assume one of the big things about it was that the big donors were backing out because of Biden, right? That was the story. They were like saying, "Hey, we're going to pull our funding because Biden's going to lose." So I think they'll have more to come. Yeah, $5 million an hour is still big. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's. What is this? Maya Rudolph checking her email right now. That's fucking good. That is fucking good. Maya Rudolph. You don't know what Maya Rudolph is. SNL actress who plays Kamala on SNL. She just got a 4-year gig. You know what I'm saying? She's got easy money. It's possible. What's this? No, I already saw the Upper GX tweet. The funniest thing would be if they selected someone else to be the nominee but still made Harris the VP. No, I mean, I don't think that someone else can be the nominee. with these endorsements. And with the way it's going with the funding, I think it is Kamala. Elon, that'd be crazy. What's this? It's a vibe. Explain Joe Biden dropping out of the race in musical terms.
Person on my path, you know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way, and if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot, I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, all good. Like, it's love. And I pray that, I pray that y'all are like, forgive a nigga for like the misstep, and then I can get back to my true path, because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Past 2 days felt terrible. Like, it person on my path,
That's really funny. That's really funny. Twitter always brings the heat around world-changing events. That's funny. What's the story here? That's J. Cole dropping out of the beef between Kendrick and Drake. Dude, now Trump is trending 450,000? You imagine? Imagine Trump drops out and it's fucking Vance Harris. We get a completely fucking election should be decided by rap beef. Logic. What the fuck does Logic have to say about this? Who wants to hear Logic's thoughts? I'm reading some of these tweets. All right, let's see what Squeak has to say. Because the thing is, I don't normally stream on Sundays, folks. I don't normally stream on Sundays. I have Marketing Monday to work on, and I promised I would get it done for Monday. And I have 92 slides left to make. I have outlines for 92. I have done 9. What's your process for MM? We got a team. We sit down. We pitch ideas. I read stories every day. I put it in my notes. And then I make an outline for like the main ideas I want to talk about. And then I try to fill in like little stories that make it funny. And then the last thing I do, which is the hardest part, is I try to make actual slides, which means I have to find pictures and download videos and all the tech stuff that I get fucking annoyed with and takes me too long. So that's when I spend Sunday to do it. A little gaming, never heard of MM, right? It does every time. Are you using your new AI voice subscription for this? I should. I need to find some. I'm going to shoehorn some way for Barack Obama to say something in this Marketing Monday. Barack Obama is going to need a line because I just wasted $20 on that. One freelancer run pretty please. Dude, I'll freelancer one with Squeaks if he's around. I don't know what he's doing. Is he live? Squeaks live. Oh, he is. Oh, he just went live. Oh, shit. All right. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be Diana to Squeaks's Agent 47. I'll do, but I can't do that many. I can't do that many. I'm going to give him some tips. And we're going to see if we can't get him past the first syndicate in hardcore. We're going to see if we can't get him past the first syndicate. But he's probably got to do an intro. So is there anything else on Joe Biden that we need to... I mean, you know what? There's going to be more to this story. There's going to be a lot more to this story. Once we get closer to figure out who her VP is. Have Trump or Biden say, "What's up, babe?" Biden just announced he's back in. That would be so funny. If Joe Biden the next day is like, nah, psych. Still running, baby. Still running. He was sleep talking. It was like the first season of House of Dragon. Kamala was sitting by his bed and he's it has to be you. It has to be you. And then and then he wakes up, bro. It was the COVID talking. Yeah, he had a vision. Biden runs as an independent. Kamala says she wants to earn the nomination? Wait, what? Kamala says she wants to earn nomination. She's running. 21 minutes ago. She's running. I think that's a turn of phrase. There's going to be a delegate vote at the Democratic convention, but I feel like this is all, it's all, I don't know if anyone's even going to run against her. Seriously, I think it's, do you think Lena Khan survives a Harris election? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Or at least I would hope so. If Harris is elected, I think Lena Khan would stay. Gavin Newsom canceled some plans he had this week. He might be contemplating jumping in. I don't know, dude. Newsom, for how good his hair is, just doesn't seem to pull well. Kamala just posted. What she got? On behalf of the American people, I thank Joe Biden for his extraordinary leadership as President of the United States and for his decades of service to our country. Bro, again, it's got to feel so, especially, I want you to imagine how, we know how old Joe Biden is now. How, if he, for whatever reason, won, how old he would be in 2028. How literally decrepit, Viserys in House of the Dragon. It would be unimaginable. And now he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do 4 more years of the presidency, even think about it. And now everyone gets to give him his flowers. It's going to be like a week straight of Democratic people just saying how great Joe Biden was, even though they were calling for him to fucking drop out, you old fuck, 1 day ago. He gets to see his funeral while he's still alive. It's the GOAT move before he loses his memory. He gets to fucking hear people say nice things about him. It's like Kobe's retirement tour, yeah, in a way. How would you assess Biden's legacy after 1-term presidency? I think this is going to be solid for his legacy. I think I was pleasantly surprised. I supported Bernie in 2020. I was pleasantly surprised by Joe Biden's first term on a lot of things, to be honest. I know it's unpopular to say, but I really do think he was way more pro-labor than I'd expected. Pro-antitrust enforcement, like in a way that no president has been in my lifetime. I think he gets like the main thing that I see when people talk about how they're mad at him, it's always downstream from how they can't afford a house and how things are expensive. And I don't blame him for those things any more than I blame Trump. I don't blame either of them. This is a global issue. It's a post-COVID massive spike of inflation. I think raising interest rates is the right thing to do, and it's also not his call. So I don't. But also I am not. It's not like I'm happy to vote for him again if he ran, because you can see it with your own eyes that he is not what he was mentally. It's just not there. It's not. It's not crazy. To call someone crazy for looking at Joe Biden in the debate or afterwards and being like, hey, I'm not excited to vote for that is insane. I think it's insane. He is clearly too old to be president. Just clearly. So it's like something you... And it also frustrates you because you feel like you were lied to a bit. There was so many stories before the debate about how like, oh, Joe Biden behind the scenes, he's a firecracker. He's so active. He's so mentally there. Like, you don't know him like I do. And then, we only get to see prepared speeches. And then, yeah, he's healthy, he's good. And then you see him in the debate and you can't deny it anymore. Then it cannot be hidden. That C game was too low. Yeah, just too fucking old. And so it feels like they were trying, like they were aware of that and trying to force it down mid, which is fucked up. I didn't like that. And also, this is a problem that I have with every president in my lifetime, is that they all say, and Biden did this as well, just as bad, is they all say when they're out of power and like running, like when Biden was running against Trump in 2020. He's like, hey, we're gonna lower the deficit. We're gonna lower the deficit. We're gonna balance the budget. And they get in the office and they spend like fucking crazy. They spend way over. The debt balloons. Trump did it. Obama did it. Biden did it. Bush did it. Everyone since Clinton. Squeaky's playing Hitman. Let me see if he's ready. Let's see if he's ready. And I just want one more note on that is like, I know the numbers have gotten so big that people think, oh, it doesn't affect me. Like, people can't wrap their heads around the fact that we're spending $1 trillion every 100 days. They're just like, whatever. It doesn't mean anything. I promise you it does. And I promise you we're finally at the point in history where it matters. We are finally at the point in history where having these massive debts, when we're this big of debt to GDP, starts to matter. When the interest on that starts to become such a big thing that we have to start cutting other government services to afford it. The interest payments are too big. When the interest payments are as big as what you're spending on the military, you can't. And then when they get so big that you have to borrow just to afford the interest, then your debt it's a spiral. And that's like when currencies die. That's like this has happened in history. This is what happens. Look at what's happening with Japan. Japan is the canary in the coal mine. If you want to see what it looks like at the end of like a currency with government debt, look at Japan right now. They cannot keep their currency. It is falling apart. Now it's more managed decline there because Japan has, not so much polarization, but it's happening. We're looking at it right now. They are at the end of a debt cycle. They have 200% debt to GDP, and the yen is in free fall. They're desperately trying to prop it up. All right, let's see if Squeaks wants to... Does China have a lot of debt? China's really funny because imagine if like the American government had no debt, but Alabama had a fuck ton of debt. All of Chinese debt is kind of hidden on the local government balance sheets. Their government, like their national government is pretty squeaky clean, but like all of the local governments are miserably bad debt. Like it's like if every state had Why can't we do that? No, it's not. Doesn't make it better. China also has a debt problem. Again, we're at the end of a global debt cycle. Every country, pretty much every country. Like there's some small ones. There's fucking Norway that's so fucking smug. Pretty much every country is at the end of a massive 20, 30-year debt binge and is now getting the hangover effects, which are things like inflation, stagflation, political unrest. Either they have to raise taxes or cut government services, massive interest payments. These are the problems. This is what's happening all over. It's happening in France. It's happening everywhere. And so, as a Swede, those Norwegians are too smug. We should invade them for their oil. All right, let me see what Squeaksy says. Let's wait. Let's
Will it
watch
be in real life. Like, we're not gonna kill anybody. I mean, in game.
I'm gonna watch one run of Squeaks. No average. Let's just see how he handles himself. Let's see how he handles himself, folks. Is this hardcore or is he playing regular?
Rallies, okay? Obviously. You're halfway there with the whole hair thing. Bro spelled whole H-O-L-E.
Bro, I don't know why Squeaks doesn't just get a hat like me. We'll just get a hat, bro. You think I want to show this? No, I wear a fucking hat, dude. Cut it off at the fucking... This is not hardcore, is it? He would lose so many bits. That doesn't... I mean, I get hairline jokes all the time, doesn't it? Hats make it worse? No, it doesn't make it worse. You wear the same Enron hat every day, all of a sudden you're selling fucking... 12 Enron hats a day. It adds up. You have a 40 grand check sitting over there from Enron hats. Then you become a hat guy? All right, let's see what he's doing. Do you ever wash the hat? Does it smell? I have like 13 of these hats. I have like 13 of these, bro. I wear a different one all the time. I have different colors. I have like a cartoon character's closet of Enron hats. So I don't wash them. I've washed probably the original one. But generally I just grab a new one. Hey, clean. Why is he playing? I gotta call him, dude. Why are we playing fucking baby ass mode still? I'm calling him. Can I have a sniff? No, you can't have a sniff in my hat. You either take the... Wait, so which country is the next America? The U.S. supposed to be declining next superpower? Any sleepers? That's a great question. We might be in a... after the... such a smaller scale example. But after the Golden State Warriors dynasty ended, we were in like a era of the NBA where just random teams did. It was like a in-between era. Who knows? Mark Cuban has a tweet? Yeah, we're in that era. We're in the NBA no dynasty era. Father Time is undefeated. Mark Cuban had to weigh in. Yeah, we get it. Joe Biden's old, bro. I don't. That's funny. I do think it will be a super dark horse. I think Kamala Cuban. Here's the reason. The reason why I've been kind of extra supportive of Mark Cuban politically is because I think he neutralizes every advantage of Trump. he basically has all of the same, like he's got the I'm a billionaire, so I don't need political money. I think he's kind of the same boisterous personality. I think he's like the negative Trump. He's like Trump on the other side politically. And so he can, but he's also younger, and he's also, good at talking shit. He can do like the jokes. He's also got you get the tech guys. Whatever. I think what I'm saying about Mark Cuban is I think if he were up there making fun of Trump on camera regularly, it would neutralize it and also it would win some men. Because what I read from the FT article is that, again, men are sort of chasing the masculinity side of the Republican Party. They're just seeing the vibes of having a strong man. I think Mark Cuban neutralizes that. Again, this is kind of a marketer POV rather than like a country. We need to have more reality stars as political. But I think from a marketer POV, I do think Mark Cuban has, like, look at him in his fucking, like, this kind of energy, the fucking cigar and the sports trophy, that kind of thing neutralizes what Trump is bringing to the table. Do you understand? So you put him with Kamala, I think it's a more invigorated ticket. Plus, Shark Tank has the whole, like, they've been doing this whole, like, we're good for America thing for a while. Like, he's got experience with it. He knows how to, I love small businesses. It's just, it all clicks from a marketing POV. Call squeaks, he's crying. Let's see what is Cuban a Democrat? I thought all rich billionaires were Republican. No, he is. He's been on Twitter, like, talking shit. Plus, he did that thing with cost plus drugs that was, like, clearly an angle towards political office. Big A, my econ textbook written in 2021, it says China will pass the U.S. in GDP by 2030. Based on a recent debt and housing crisis, do you think China will still pass the U.S. by 2030? So what I've been reading is that the rate of growth that China was on obviously has slowed down, and they may never pass. It's possible they don't. It's a more interesting question. It really depends on if this move up the value chain in manufacturing with EVs and with solar panels and with batteries and eventually computer chips, if that works out, then it can start. But their growth rate has slowed dramatically. And again, their demographics are bad. So China was in a race to get rich, to quote, get rich before they get old. That was what China was doing. They were in a race to get rich before they get old. But they're getting old really fast, and they haven't quite got rich yet. It hasn't become a true, not even really a middle-income country. Like, because they have so many people, it's a huge GDP, but there's such a gap between city China, which is like cutting edge. Again, if you go to like Shenzhen or Shanghai, China's like, it looks like a fucking, it looks better than any American city. Like, they have high-speed public transit. They have a cleaner city. They have less crime. But they have this huge rural area that hasn't kept up. Their tier 1 cities are phenomenal in China. But their GDP per capita is way smaller. Yeah, because outside of those areas. I was just in Shanghai, so true. Yeah, exactly. I mean, people don't, I think, understand boots on the ground that, like, there's so much we could learn from how China handles things in terms of public spending, in terms of even healthcare in tier 1 cities is phenomenal. Trump gets shot last week. This week, Biden is there significant poverty? Yes, of course. Yeah. Again, the GDP per capita is still really low, and they have hundreds of millions of people in like rural areas that are worse off. I thought in communism. China is not a communist country in reality. Everyone, China has more new billionaires this year than any other country but America. It is. They have a strong central government, yes, but like it is outside of that hyper capitalist. I mean, better off than India. Well, their GDP is higher than India. I'm doing a thing. So a little spoiler, but this Marketing Monday has a What's New Delhi instead of a Was at Beijing. There's tons of news of India. Again, I remain very optimistic about India. India just has a lot going for it in the positive direction. There's obviously many problems and there's corruption in it and everything, but like their demographics are unreal, and China's falling out with a lot of the Western world is leading to India getting a lot of opportunities. People are just moving things to India. Squeaks died. All right, let's see. Squeaks died in regular freelancer. That's nearly impossible. All right, let me.
Was like, oh my god, you look like you work at a bank. Quick, sell me this pen. And I was like, oh, do you have something to write down or something with? And he's like, no. And I was like, here's a pen. And he was like, yo, let's go. Do you need a Diana? I do need a Diana, but I can't do it today because I want to dress up for it. I want to like wear like my suit and stuff. What? No, I'm not dressing up like, I'm not dressing up for anybody. I'm just like, it's called role play, I guess.
Oh wow, I didn't know we were getting
immersed. Obviously, and then I'm gonna need a bald cap. Shit, that might be tough.
You don't need a bald cap. Neither of us need bald caps to play Agent 47.
What do you mean? I have hair. There's.
All right. I'm not going to dress up as Diana, so I don't know what he's trying to roleplay. I just wanted to see if we could get him to beat. All right. Well, that's good. In that case, folks, I get to do something that I've always wanted to do, which is raid stands. I never get to do this because I'm never live when stands is. But I think I'm going to end and work on Marketing Monday. We don't have a lot else to discuss. It's been a fun stream, but I really would like to get my schedule on time, and I have a lot of slides to do. So thanks for watching. Joe Biden dropped out. Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Americans, buckle up, dude. We got a wild ride ahead. Dang, we have a wild ride ahead. Raid Stanzy. Give Stan some love. Atrioc 7. And I'm going to work on Marketing Monday. Oh, God. I got a whole day ahead of me. And then basketball. Goodbye. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Thanks for the subs.